Okay, so this is going to be the call of EU and NATO. So Germany only wanted to expand a little, but Russia expanded a lot. Okay, let me make my my other puppet state, cause I may face a war. We're here. But you know what will happen next. So the first few NATO members declare war on Russia. The first few members, like Slovakia and Hungary, plus Germany, because they said that they would be joining NATO and not just going to become imperial. And Czechia, since it's a declares war on Russia and its states. So now we may see a world war free, but it's going to be the European war, but some countries that are not European may join. Then Slovakian, and then Croatia and Slovenia join, and now some NATO countries are joining. The troops are aligned the borders. Borders in Poland is going to start to get its freedom. Now, more of the Balkans join NATO, which they're already NATO. Kosovo has joined, even though they're not a NATO member, but they still join, despite being within NATO. But the EU doesn't respond. So now the only NATO countries that are joining are the ones that are beside the border. So first, Polish rebellions start to pop up and make this thing in Warsaw. Then to go down, which leads the Germans taking the coast to help the Polish rebellion. Meanwhile, in the east, Bulgaria is pushing north into the Romanian lands. Meanwhile, Russia's pushing into Hungary and Slovakia. So the Russians haven't done anything in Poland since they thought the Polish troops would do good, but instead they rebelled. Back then, Bulgaria is trying to liberate Romania by pushing in, and pushes in into over here. Well, the Romanians want to rebel too, so they make a rebellion and push up into the Wallachia. I don't know how to pronounce it. Same as like other YouTubers. Probably you know how to pronounce it, but not me. So now Russia needs a backup. So now joins on Russia's side. But the Bulgarians knew this was coming, as well as the neighbors. So they push into Serbia very quickly. No, not sorry, Serbians. Actually, sorry for doing this to you. Since there's more places that are in here, the rest of NATO doesn't get involved, but they will soon. They take a quick push in Bucharest is Belgrade is captured. And then this surrenders. Okay, it's not like the greatest map that I from Europe. I mean, it is great, but like Serbia, but it was Russia's biggest mistake since NATO was like covering all of Serbia. Montenegro didn't want to hop down about it since they're good friends of Serbia. But then Russia and Armenia declared war on Azerbaijan. And Armenia declares war on Azerbaijan. But that wasn't a smart move. That was a big mistake for the Russians and Armenia, since Turkey gets involved. So let's go back home to the mainland Europe. The Polish rebellions are going more and more, and Germany is pushing more and more harder into the Russian Poland, which forces the vassal to surrender. Now Poland is liberated and free from Europeans, and Germany says that Poland this back and a little coast when they're done with the war. But then they would have to give some to their other vassal, Czechia. So they agree. Meanwhile, Austria gets in. So they agree to do that. And let's continue back. The Russian government also surrenders. And now the Allies make a full front in the Romanian part. Oh, and I think I just started it over. Back here, pushed Slovakia and Hungary managed to push out the Russians and take a push to meet with the other push taking Russia and decide to go there. But then in the Caucasus region, Armenia is not prepared. Go for Armenia quick for the country, and then quickly Armenia surrenders. Since Poland is liberated, some other countries will finally be joining the front, like Belgium, Luxembourg, Netherlands, and Britain. These countries join. So before the cuts, but now countries have even joined in. France, Italy, and Greece are still supporting NATO actually. So let's continue. Now they make a push. Now they make a push into Turkey. I mean Russia. Why did they call it Turkey? But now they're expanding up and making like a front. They really want Georgia, free Georgia. So they're pushing in with ease. back in Europe, they make a full front. A full front.
Why are you?
They then
What?
then they try, and then they could makes it since some troops beside the country. Yeah, back. Sorry for the cut. They make a push in. They make a little more push. But since of that, Russia calls in Bosnia to join. But thankfully, they shouldn't join. But troops are everywhere near their borders, so they make a swift push. But then Bosnia explodes already, just to make a surrender. Bosnia exploded because of, you know what happened? I mean, if these countries, maybe some of these have aircraft, some of these secretly have had their tanks, like, over here, near the Bosnian coast. So that's why Bosnia exploded. So after the Bosniak surrender, make a push. Russia tries making Greece into join, but since Greece is in NATO, they refuse. They refuse. But now, pushes are going to be even harder until Russia gets even quicker and quicker. And these are the places that don't get affected more quickly, and the small push in Kaliningrad has started, and Kaliningrad is captured. Now back over here, they make another swift push into Russia, but this time managed to make it into the Caucasus region and push. But it's bad for the Turks since it's winter time. The Russians push in with a big front, but when winter stops. But back in Europe during winter, they go push since those are like the areas like where it doesn't get affected. Romania is like all liberated, and they push more. And that was the winter, reverse winter push. Now back here, they push again. Russia, it isn't winter. It isn't winter. But now since that happened, they get closer and closer to the Russian mainland, and these ones don't know what the experience of getting pushed back by Russia, except France, Germany, and Sweden. I'm just going to fix stuff a little quick after this because Poland is messed up now. They push in, but then winter comes again for Turkey. The Russians push in. They get closer and closer, but it stopped there. But meanwhile, the other front coming for them. So they, oh, okay, that was so quick on Russia, but Russia has lost like some of its territory and some gained some land. They just troops from the area. So then it surrenders. You know why? Not the entire NATO joined. Well, some of them, all of them, were supporting. Portugal actually helped Britain, but didn't want, the Russians to know that they're at war and call Spain to join. So they just pretended to be British ones. So these islands also surrender. And now we're going to, oh my god! Let's see the biggest peace treaty. Now I can't do anything! Try and try, but it keeps failing. So I have to draw the lines and hope that this works. First, I have to do some Romanians and these I have to do something with. For this one, we have Germany giving Austria independence, Germany giving Poland some land, and Czechia becoming thick. Look at these thick borders. Well, they promised to give Finland this area, and they will at the end of the treaty.